Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, I'm going to answer a question that was sent in by one of our God ordained future wives. If you have a question you would like for me to answer on the channel, head over to godordainedmarriages.com, click on the tab that says Contact Us, and send me your question today. So let's jump into her question. She said, how do you deal with a prodigal that you have to see often and his counterfeit wants to make herself known? It shifts my mood and deepens the stab wounds. We are spiritually connected, and God definitely gives us prophecies for each other. I can feel his emotions, good and bad. We are in divine separation, but occasionally, God will allow us to reach out to each other. We see each other once or twice a week, and it's always cordial. His counterfeit wants to make it known she's in the picture, but he tries to hide and not be seen with her. How do I keep myself from being so emotional, heartbroken, and doubting this promise? Today, I was wondering, will God truly be putting me through this, or am I holding on to something not in his will? So, thank you for sending in your question. I have a question for you. I know you said, God has, you received some prophecies, right, concerning him. But have you heard directly from God that this is your God ordained spouse? I like to look for that in every question that is sent to me. Okay. So that is my question to you. Did God reveal to you that this person is your God ordained spouse? That's a question I want you, to answer for yourself. You don't necessarily got to respond back to me, but that is something I do look for in every email. Now, you asked the question, how do you deal with a prodigal that you have to see often and his counterfeit wants to make herself known? Well, understand why the counterfeit is trying to make herself known. She's trying to make herself known because he is hiding her. He doesn't want to be seen with her, and she know this, right? She know he's not really 100% all in, and she also probably had picked up on his energy towards you. And so she's feeling insecure. She's feeling some jealousy, okay, even some intimidation. So she's trying to make herself known. But it really doesn't matter because if he is your God ordained spouse, counterfeits, they have a time limit. It's just a matter of time before every counterfeit that tries to rise themselves up or make themselves be seen will be removed. So it doesn't matter, how she's moving and operating. Okay. Don't focus on her. Okay. Focus on what God is telling you to do in this season. Now, you stated that you're dealing with a prodigal. You said the two of you are in a divine separation, but occasionally God would allow us to reach out to each other. This is a lie, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why I say this is a lie, because you got to understand what it means to be dealing with a prodigal. Prodigal were once serving God, okay? They were once a believer, serving God, on fire for God, but somewhere in their walk with the Lord, they began to turn away from the Lord, and now they decided to serve the devil, which means they have now made themselves to be an enemy to God. So whenever you're dealing with a prodigal and God has stepped into your love story and created this divine separation, he's not going to occasionally allow you to reach out to the enemy. No, he's not going to occasionally allow you to, speak to your prodigal. They are a prodigal, they're enemy. You got to understand what it means to be dealing with a prodigal. The reason why God places us in divine separation is because he's trying to protect you from this prodigal. God's wrath is now out on your prodigal. So God's not going to allow occasionally his believing spouse to reach out knowing God has this person up under their wrath, because their wrath is going to hit you. And God doesn't want, that his wrath to hit you because you in right standing with God. So I have to call that out, that this is a lie. The devil has planted this thought in your mind to tell you it's okay to reach out to your God ordained prodigal spouse. It's not, because each time you reach it, the two of you come together, you said it's once or twice a week, and it's cordial. You know what's happening? See, the devil is targeting your heart. He's targeting your heart each time you open up this door to your prodigal, and the two of you come together once or twice a week. He's leading you on, the devil, your prodigal. You're being led on, okay? You're seeing your prodigal with these counterfeits, which is, like you said, it shifts your mood, it's deepening the stab wounds, it's causing you to feel rejected, it's causing you to question your own worth, right? These are the reason why God places us in divine separation. So I gotta call a thing what it is. This is a lie, that God would occasionally allow the two of you to reach out to each other. Now, let me say this. This is for everyone who you dealing with a prodigal spouse and this prodigal spouse is dealing with a counterfeit. They might be in a relationship with this counterfeit. If you know this about your prodigal spouse, but yet you still entertain this person, let me tell you something. You lower your value in your prodigal's eyes, okay? You give your prodigal no reason to break it off with the counterfeit if you are willing to entertain them. If you are willing to give your prodigal your attention, your time, you're willing to date them, things of this nature. If you do these things while you know they with a counterfeit, they're gonna continue to reject you. Okay? You got to understand this. This is what I teach my client. This is what we learning in our boot camps. Okay. You got to learn, these things. You got to learn, okay, how to deal with a prodigal. I keep talking to everyone about accountability. What are your standards? Okay. Because that's what prodigals respond to. They respond to the opposite: accountability, boundary, standards. Okay. These are the things the world tell us, the world don't even places value on accountability, standards, and boundaries. Okay, they places their focus on other things. But so I need you to understand, what does it mean to deal with a prodigal. I need you to understand what the purpose of a divine separation, right? And when you are in a divine separation, God doesn't want you checking up, looking at your prodigal and who they with, what they're doing. Okay, because each time you look at their social media, or each time you answer their call, you're opening the door to the enemy. And this is why your mood is being shifted. This is why you might start trying to heal, but then now it deepens that stab wound. This is why, because the door is open to the enemy. So it's not that this not in God's will. If God told you that this is your spouse, then that's what it is. But you got to understand what you're dealing with right now. You have to understand, counterfeits, they have a time limit. It's just a matter of time before they will be removed and cast into the sea, right? So understand that you said, how do I keep myself from being so emotional, heartbroken, and doubting this promise? Well, you got to protect your heart. The Bible tells us to guard our heart. You got to guard your heart. You got to guard your eyes. You got to guard what you hear. You got to place, like higher value on yourself, meaning when your prodigal reaches out to you and want to connect, and they still entertaining a counterfeit, you don't answer that phone. You don't entertain him. You got to be willing to let go of your prodigal in order to get them back. You got to be willing to, lose them in order to, get them back. This is how you separate yourself from a counterfeit. Okay. But you also got to protect your heart. And we protect our heart by being obedient to the instructions of the Lord when he places us in a divine separation. God say, hands off. He'll tell us, get out of the kitchen. Right. So stop looking at whatever you're looking at that's causing your mood to shift, causing, that wound, to, it feel like, that wound is being deepened, right? Whatever you're doing that's causing this hurt and pain to yourself, stop doing it and place your focus all on God. Stay in your prayer closet, rebuking and binding the enemy in this love story. And then what is God telling you to do in this season? What is God telling you to work on? Is he telling you to heal and forgive your spouse? Is he telling you to get in purpose? Is he telling you to start the business or write the book? Like, what is God saying to you? Because that's where your focus needs to be at, not on this prodigal, okay, or the counterfeit. So that is my advice. I really wanted to pull out when you're dealing with a prodigal and you are in a divine separation, God will not occasionally allow the two of you to, reach out to one another or even connect, because that is the enemy. And I have heard other YouTubers say this out of their mouth, you know, and I know I just know when the devil is lying. I know when the devil has crept in. So I gotta, you know, call a thing what it is. I gotta call out these lies, you know, that other people are they saying out of their mouth, and they plant seeds in your mind, you know, trying to get you to believe one thing or operate, you know, against the way how God is telling you to operate. Okay. So that is it. I am Tequila Coleman. I'll talk to you all real soon. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a positive comment. I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.